Aloha, Shamans. It is Monday night, and welcome to our little corner of the galaxy here in this dimensional space called EarthStar Spiritual Center in Greensboro, North Carolina. I am Dale Stacy, your host tonight. I'm also Co-Abbot of EarthStar Spiritual Center with my wife, Jeanne, and we've been doing this since 2002, so we're going on 22 years. So tonight is a special Simply Shaman broadcast. I have a friend of mine coming by, Mike DePuew. Now Mike lives about an hour away. So tonight we're going to be discussing animal cards or medicine cards and to see what kind of wisdom that we can reach from that. And I think Mike has already signaled he's at the Stargate. So Mike, if you will, just go ahead and step right on through and join us here in the studio. Again, he's about an hour away, but he should be here just in a few seconds as he pops in. And there he comes through, making his way through the Stargate. Oh, there you are. There you are, all the way in. I hope the journey was okay.
Yes,
tonight.
Indeed. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you.
So Mike's here from nearby in the Piedmont, North Carolina. So we're going to be talking about animal and medicine cards tonight. So Mike DePuew. So Mike, give us a few words. Let us know who you are. And I know we've been longtime friends, goodness, since the mid-90s, right?
Yes.
We were doing Tai Chi together. So,
yes.
Yeah. And Mike and I went to New York, learned from Grandmaster Yang when it was the last class in the United States. We did that back in 2001. So we've been doing this spiritual energy work for quite a while now.
Yes.
Yeah. I think we're getting old when we can say we've been doing this 40-some years, right? I can't believe we're that old.
No.
All right, Mike, tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do.
Oh, well, I am a medicine card reader. Got into that through friends. It's what resonates with me and enjoy the Native American teachings and animals and so forth. I am also a minister with EarthStar Spiritual Center, Reiki Master with EarthStar Spiritual Center, done Huna, several things. Like Dale said, we've been together for many, many years, as well as Tai Chi and so forth. So just enjoying life at this point and retired and enjoying things.
That's great. Yeah, we've been to New York, we've been to Hawaii, my goodness, been to Cherokee. So quite a few places, doing lots of spiritual journeys tonight. So now, one thing about doing animal cards or medicine cards, since that requires some sort of an intuitive prompt from the people that are doing the card consultations, good thing for Mike is he's a Pisces, right? So all you Pisces out in the audience, you know that you are naturally psychic. Matter of fact, Pisces, you are the most psychic of all our signs because, you know, you're sign number 12 in the astrology. So you have all this great sensitivity, being able to read people, places, and things. And all of you out there who are water people, or you have a water element astrology in any of your either your sun sign or your rising sign or your moon sign or maybe some of the other planets, you know that you're very psychic. You just know things about people, places, and things. You don't know how you know these things, but you just know these things. Also, you know that if you're a water person, you're very sensitive to noise, to light, to sensations. I mean, it's like your entire body feels everything around you. Because just imagine how a fish would feel or the whales feel while they're inside, grandmother ocean there. They feel and sense every single nuance that's around them. All right, Mike, and how long have you been reading animal cards?
Oh, well, since about 2007, I believe it was.
Yes. Yeah, that's great. Good. And Mike's contact information is down in the show notes, along with our information down there. So you want to get in contact with Mike or get in contact with Jeanne or me later on. You'll have all the contact info down in the show notes. Okay? So if you're here, just let us know you're here, where you're listening from. And again, make sure you like, subscribe, and so you'll be notified when we have these wonderful extra things we do throughout the week. All right, Mike. Well, let's pull out the cards and let's see what we got going on for. Explain kind of. Let me give folks a slide so they can kind of see what we're doing. So the medicine cards, then, of course, you have an array. Do you just happen to know how many we have just right up?
52, I believe.
Yeah. So 52 cards. then Mike can consult with. And, you know, when you have medicine cards, I mean, it depends on the author, whoever developed the cards. Let's see, we got TRA is with us tonight. Let me pull you up, TRA. There you are. Aloha e Cacao from Virginia. Welcome, TRA. Thank you for joining us tonight. So glad you're here with us. Thank you. So, and this particular deck that Mike's using, it is from Jamie Sams and Carson, I believe is
Correct.
Partner's name. Very nice set. Make sure that should you order these cards, make sure you get the revised edition because they have some extra material in those. And they've been around for quite a while now. I know at least probably 20 some years. At least, yeah. And I like these cards too because they have nice graphics on them also. So if anybody out there, if you have a question, if you have like for Mike to do a consultation for you, anything that's going on about your spiritual journey, anything about 2024, anything about relationships, any kind of question you may have, and we'll use the wisdom of the medicine cards and Mike's intuitive sense, and we'll see what we can come up with. Otherwise, Mike will just give you let's just do a general card spread for let's just say the next month. Okay. How things look like for all of us in totality as far as being in America. So what do we think? What's the general energy going to be for the next month? What do you think is going to come up?
Right. So what we'll do is we'll just do 2 cards. The first card is basically saying what our overall thought is, and then the second card will be how we obtain that knowledge and so forth that we need. So first card is Moose.
Oh, the Moose.
And Moose, for the most part, if I'm looking off to the side, I apologize. Yeah, there you go.
You see that? Yeah, there you go, Moose. I know it's backwards on the screen, but there, Moose. Let me get that up here. Oh, it's trying to go into our dimensional portal. Yeah, there we are, Moose.
All right. And Moose deals with self-esteem. So one of the things that I would say basically for 2024 is to make sure that you're aware of yourself, your abilities, your weaknesses, as well as your strengths, and work with as much of yourself as you can. Make sure that you take time to acknowledge things that you accomplish. Make sure that you rejoice with them and so forth, and keep spirits high. Second card basically works with the Moose, and that is Weasel. And Weasel is a sleuth. So when it comes to dealing with your self-esteems and your goals and trying to achieve things and all, it's basically working it in a way of looking at the whole picture. Look at how it is that you're approaching something. Is it a way that works with your medicine? In other words, your abilities, your personal abilities. The reason I keep bringing in personal a lot of times is because people think that, oh, well, I'm working according to this standard or that standard, or this is the way something has to be done. And it's not always that case. You got to work it in a way that resonates with you. So look at things, look at what your goals are, look at what you're accomplishing, rejoice in that, and work in a way that resonates with you, with your abilities.
Yes. Oh, that's great. And aloha, Nicole. So thank you for being here with us. And nice having another Pisces on here with us also. So Nicole's a Pisces, and so is Mike. So when you mentioned that weasel thing, I guess a lot of people would have a negative connotation to that, but you spin that in a positive way, right?
Everything should be basically in a positive way. One thing that you'll notice if you deal with card readings, sometimes they'll have, even in the medicine cards, they'll say the contrary of it. Contrary isn't necessarily a negative. There's only the case of you're looking at it differently. If you pick turkey, for instance, turkey is the giveaway bird. Well, technically, it's depending upon what that's talking about. Is it talking about, are you giving enough? Or could it be possibly you're giving too much? It all depends upon how it lands, what you're dealing with, those kind of things. And that's part of the intuitive also, is because of the fact that it's a case of what's coming to you when you're reading the cards also.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and you know, when people are doing you know, card consultations, you know, the consultation that people receive is only going to be as good as the person who's giving the consultation, right? If you have somebody who's not very intuitive, we know it's going to be a very shallow type consultation with them. So moose too, as far as self-esteem, because boy, that's a big one for people, that self-empowerment and things of that nature. So from your intuitive sense, how do you think, what can people do to work on their self-esteem and to make sure they know that we're shamans, we're divine people, and make sure that you acknowledge that this year? So any intuitive sense you have for that as far as self-esteem?
Basically, it's just take a moment and rejoice in your accomplishments. I think too many people get so caught up in, okay, I want to do this, and this, and they'll set up steps in order to do that. Well, that's great. You're trying to get to a major goal, for instance. But what happens is each step kind of gets overlooked. You accomplish something and you say, okay, now I'm going on to this. Take time to feel good about the one step that you accomplished. It builds your self-esteem. It lets you see that you have the ability to go further. It's like when you first learn the alphabet and then you find out, oh, I can make words out of this. Take the time to acknowledge each step and each thing that you're doing.
Oh, that sounds great. So if I put this in reference to eating apple pie, don't worry about eating the whole apple pie right now. Enjoy every little morsel as you work your way along to complete eating the apple pie.
Exactly.
Right? Enjoy everything all of it. Okay?
Yes.
Wonderful. Good. Okay. Well, now remember, if you're joining us out there in the audience around the world, make sure you write in, let us know where you're from. Make sure you like, subscribe, and be notified. Join our channel to help us to build it. And also, if you have any questions, anything that Mike could do an animal or medicine card consultation for you for a specific event, jobs, relationships. Are you planning a move? Have you got a big project? What are your goals, wishes, dreams for this year? Just let us know, and we can see what it can do.
I'll even take that a step further.
Yeah.
If you have a question, but you're like, uh-oh, I don't want everyone to know what's going on, simply contact us and say, hey, draw me a card. I will draw a card and I will give you my interpretation of what that card is dealing with without even knowing what your question is.
Yes. This is called a Pisces consultation. And you Pisces know that you can do this. It's just natural. It's innate, right? You just know how to do things like that without having the question right in front of you. Okay. All right. Well, until we get another one in, okay, do one for me with the new video project we have this year. We started the first day of Aquarius because I wanted to wait till that energy was there, because Aquarius is the airwaves. So I wanted that to be the first day that we did a show. So as we continue our shows, I mean, we're at least here on Tuesday nights at 7 for Simply Shaman. Friday nights we're here at 9 o'clock for Synergy Wellness and Shamanic Life Coaching. And tonight, when we have special guests that can come into town or available, we can do that any of the other days of the week. So how does this look like as far as what we've done for planning, our goals, our dreams for this particular project, to build the channel and to reach people with classes and with topics like tonight? So,
all right,
give us a reading on this.
Let's do it. Let's pull it. Ooh, Black Panther.
Oh, one of my guys, right? That's one of my guys, the Jaguar, the Black Panther.
All right. And Black Panther basically is embracing the unknown.
Yes.
So as this is a new venture and something that's happening and unfolding as it goes, that would be the key. Embrace the unknown. You know, it's going to be a case of, with this being live, you never know what's going to happen. So instead of saying, hey, it has to be perfect, it has to be just this way, hey, we're going to throw it out there, we're going to see what happens, and as it goes, we'll learn and go forward and just embrace the whole thing.
Oh, that's wonderful. Especially like that, since that's one of my totem animals is the Jaguar and the Black Panther and all that. Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you so much.
No
Great
problem.
stuff. Good. All right, so let's see. We've got now, people can watch this on replay too.
Okay.
So using your intuitive sense, could you do a consultation then with using that sense of awareness, someone that may be watching this later on, they may have a question about something. Could you come up with a topic and give them a card with that?
Let's see. Yes.
Okay.
All right. So one of the things I think a lot of people are wondering about is how to maintain calmness and clarity in the uncertainty of everything going on. There's a lot going on that's uncertain. So I'll let that be a question. If that's something that resonates to you as you see down the road, let's just draw something and see what goes in. We'll put back Panther back in here. That will pick them the second time, but just in case.
And now when you're doing the cards, if you're doing that in front of people, do they need to touch the cards, anything like that? I mean, do you do that with people? Or
It's entirely up to them. The one thing I tell people is when you have the opportunity to hold the cards, it allows you to feel intuitively what feels good to you. So therefore, when you pick cards, it's a case it makes it a little bit easier. A lot of times spreads are designed the way I do it upon what your needs are. So if you want to know a little bit about something in your past, there's a certain spread. If there's something you want to know more about future, so forth. Or if you want an overall reading, that would be one of the 9 card spreads. But depending upon what you're wanting is what we would use for a spread. And again, each card has a purpose, a place, and how it lines up with the purpose and place and you is kind of how the reading comes about.
yeah, because I was going to ask you what would be the most cards you would use per coaching session or question.
Normally, the most would be 9, and I have used as simple as 1. I've had people contact me and just simply say, hey, I have a question, I need some clarity, and that's all I know. So I'll do a card. Whether if they're with me, they do the card. If they're not, then I'll do a card, and I basically can do it many ways. I can simply say, hey, I'm going through and tell me when to stop, or do you want the first one, the second one, whatever. And then that card will be based on that question that they have. I like to do it in person when I can, and if not, over something such as this is a great way to do it. And we're hoping to do this maybe more often, and we can do that. And I would encourage Nicole and Tiara, if you have any questions, if you have anything that's running through your mind, simply just say yes, and I'll draw a card. You don't have to write down what your question is. People get confused sometimes in thinking that they have to express what it is for someone to know what's going on. You do not. It's simply you put it out there. What you put out is what you receive. So we'll get it. We'll send it back. And if you have questions after a card's pulled or something rather, feel free to ask that as well. But yeah, and that's anyone else that's joining in and so forth. If you have any questions with that. As far as the cards themselves go, this is the animal cards. If you're interested in doing card reading, find what resonates with you, with your energy. Intuitiveness has a lot to do with it. As Dale was saying earlier, if it's a case that you're really, really new and you don't have that intuitiveness, it's going to be kind of stale. It's going to be kind of mundane. One thing I'll find out is when I'm doing readings for many people in a row, for instance, one animal may come up for them and it means this, but that same animal may come up with someone else and it's something totally different. So just simply, it's a matter of getting to know what resonates with your cards and learning to where you can interpret with them. So,
okay, all right, great. And okay, well, so Nicole's replied says, yes, I'm open to what the medicine cards have to say to me. Thank you, Mike. All right, so here it comes, Nicole. Tiara, I got yours down too. We'll get to you next.
So I'm shuffling them up. Nicole, we're going to work with you first here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep shuffling. You tell me when to stop, and I'm going to grab the first card. So when you're ready, just say stop. All right, Nicole, you hearing me okay?
Well, you know how you Pisces are. Y'all kind of swim off and, and kind of leave the crowd because that's what you do. Okay, thank you, Nicole.
All right, so show her a card. The card you got is elk.
Ooh, elk.
All right, so again, I have no idea exactly what your question is or your concerns are, but elk is stamina. Whatever your circumstance is, I want you to think about where you're wanting to end up or how you want your circumstance to, what that goal is. When you're thinking of that, it could be that you've been working with it a lot, or you've been having a lot of problems you've run into trying to accomplish what you're needing to, and you're getting to that point possibly of even being disheartened. Elk is stamina. You have the ability to get to where you need to be. Take a moment, catch your breath, clear your mind, look at what that goal is, see it clearly, make sure it's where you're wanting to be, and what your actions are lining up with that goal so that you are striving with each thing to get there without exhausting self. If you exhaust yourself in mind, body, or spirit, you're going to have a harder time. Take a moment, rest, move on. You will make it. Just take your time.
That's great. Yeah. Yes, your actions have got to align with your goal. You can't want to live at the beach and then you head up to the mountains, right? You have to make sure you're doing the same thing. That's great. Yeah, very good. Let's see. Aloha, Kira. Thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you so much. Good. All right, TRA. We've got you on here. Let me see. There we go. Yes, please. All right, TRA. Here it comes.
Are we doing Nicole first or TRA?
No, we just did Nicole.
We just did Nicole. Okay, sorry.
Nicole. That's perfect.
I'm glad, Nicole. All right, so TRA, I'll tell you the exact same thing, and I'm just shuffling. You tell me when to stop, and I will stop. All right, TRA. I think you wandered off also. I'm shuffling a lot of cards here. There we go. Okay. Oh. You have dog.
Oh, dog.
Dog is loyalty. So whatever your circumstance is, two things to keep in mind. Number one, are you loyal to whatever it is that you're putting out there? In other words, are you committed to it? Second thing is, look at what is around you. Is it truly loyal to your goal? That's people and that's things. Is it something that is aligned with your goal? If it's not, you need to back off. Loyalty is a two-sided sword there. One is your commitment. The other is the commitment that things are brought into. If that loyalty is not there on both sides, it's going to be very difficult. So, you know, if you're dealing with things that deal with other people, what are their goals? What is their loyalty to you? And again, what is your loyalty to the goal that you're wanting to do? If you're wavering, there's going to be some problems. So stay loyal and have what is around you loyal as well. There's no problem in questioning things from time to time. Is this really working for me with who's around me and what I'm using?
Well, that's very important to be in a two-way street. So a lot of times we think of loyalty. I am loyal to someone or something, but we're not thinking about, well, is that someone or something loyal to me? So it's an energy exchange, right?
Yes,
yeah, we got to be balanced with it. Oh, that's great, good stuff. Okay, all right. Well, I know our time's going. 30 minutes goes by very fast when you're with the Pisces, as you know, Nicole. Right. Oh, love that. Oh, thank you, TRA. Thank you for sharing that. Wow, I love that. Mahalo nui loa. Thank you. Good. All right, so let's approach this from a physical, mental, and spiritual thing. Then for the next few months or whatever. So what can people do physically? What kind of a card could we get to help us to deal with what are some things that we can do physically to empower us, to keep us healthy, to keep us happy. So something physical we can do for them. Yeah, what would that be?
We have Ant.
Oh, Ant.
The heart. Right. That is the one card that I think a lot of people have difficulty with. Ant is patience. Yes. Ant can accomplish so many things. It can carry so much. It can go for miles to bring something back that's way over its abilities, but it can do it. The reason being is patience. So yeah, physically, be patient with yourself. Don't wear yourself out trying to do everything right now.
Yes, yes. You don't have to run a marathon right away.
Right.
Build yourself up. Yes.
That's really something as far as with it being a new year also, is because people will make things saying, oh, I'm going to exercise more. Okay, so I'm going to exercise for 2 hours this day. Pace yourself. Have patience.
Oh, that's great. Great consultation, great coaching for physical stuff. Okay, mentally. So what can folks do mentally for the next month or two, or maybe 6 months out, to help them with their empowerment, help them to feel good, to stay healthy? So what kind of mental attitude can we build upon?
The biggest card you can possibly get for mental, Possum. Possum uses his brains, not his brawn. He knows when it's time to say, okay, I'm going to play dead. It allows for everything else around him to say, okay, you're not active right now. I'm going to go on. Well, the thing is, you are active. You're very active. You just are using your mind instead of your body to accomplish stuff. So mentally, use what you have. Don't sit there and try and call from everything else. You have your own mental abilities. Use your own mental abilities to the best of your knowledge, and work forward from there.
Oh, that's great. Oh, Possum, great. I mean, something is chewing on them. So what do? They play dead. They actually psych out the other animal. They think it's dead and they don't want to mess with it. I mean, I'll have one, and with very little effort. I mean, oh my goodness. And great for mental. All right, now for spiritual. So what can we do for the next 2-3 months or 6 months to help us with our spirituality, the way we find ourselves in the spirit world, being a spiritual person, having human experiences, right? So what can we do spiritually to help us with our empowerment, staying happy, staying healthy? What would be a wonderful thing for our spiritual?
We actually have mouse.
Oh, mouse.
Mouse is scrutiny.
Yes.
Now, scrutiny is a case of you use your ability to observe everything that is around you. Mouse would love to run across the room and get a piece of cheese, for instance, but it's not going to do that. It will stop at the first obstacle, hide behind it, take a look, see what's there, and then move to the next one and slowly approach and then determine, is this cheese connected to a big trap? So when it comes to your spiritualness, I will say this is probably coming up at the beginning of the year because people are looking for their spiritual growth. Pay attention to how you're going about doing that. Are you looking in a way that is beneficial to you and is working? Or are you looking at everything and saying, oh, well, I'll try this, and this? Take your time, pick and choose, pay attention to, again, what resonates with you, and do piece by piece. So if you kind of take the spiritual, mental, and physical and put them all together, patience, pay attention to what you're looking at, and use your mindset, your own mindset, to determine what is out there for you in all aspects.
Oh, that's great. So scrutiny then with the mouse, then I guess a word that popped into my head was like discernment. So
correct.
So in this spiritual time that we're living in, we're on the verge, on the brink of this wonderful density shift, right? We're moving from 3D awareness to that 4D level of love. And some of us are going to go right through that 4D level and go right to wisdom and light and 5D. That's why you hear so much talk nowadays about everybody moving to 5D. So regardless if we say just a few years in 4D or whether we just zip straight through because we're getting that special reward, we want to make sure that we use discernment in our spiritual awareness, because we have all kinds of shiny things out there. We have all kinds of news reports. We have no news reports, right? We have misinformation, disinformation. We have what's called conspiracy news. We have false facts, and we have true rumors. So it's like everything is topsy-turvy. So make sure that as a spiritual person, we use that discernment, and we want to be able to use those things that Mike's talking about mentally, physically, feel it inside of our bodies. Does this feel okay? Does this feel calm, right? If we feel any sort of nervousness or jitteriness with that, then make sure we want to maybe observe that from another angle, or maybe ask the question in a different way. Maybe we don't have enough information there, right? But if we feel calm with something, that's using our own body, our own sensory field as a litmus test, to letting us know this is okay. This is love field. This is going to be great for you. Okay? So make sure that you work on your mind, body, and spirit, because remember, that's what you got to work with this lifetime until we switch over and get new bodies in 4D, 5D, and beyond. Okay? So thank you so very much, Mike, for making that way through that Stargate, coming here from an hour away and making your way here to this little dimensional space here in North Carolina. So Mike will, we're good friends, so we're going to try to make this another time that we'll do this again. A continuing thing. That's what I'm trying to say. We'll make it a continuing effort to do this, and if it gets to the point where we have a lot of folks chiming in, then what we'll do. We talked about this tonight, that we would just have Mike come to our place here, and then that way, if you wanted to meet Mike in person and have a personal shamanic life coaching or animal card analysis for you, consultation, then we could do that right here at EarthStar. Okay. And so we'll bring that up a little bit later on. Remember, all the contact information for EarthStar, for Jeanne, me, and Mike is all in the show notes below. Thank you, Nicole. This was wonderful. Thank you, Dale and Mike. I'm so excited for this new chapter for EarthStar. Thank you so very much. Nicole is one of our shamans that she did lots of classes with us here, learned all this wonderful shamanic stuff, and then she moved away. But that's great. I know that where she is, she's spreading that wonderful Aloha consciousness every day, doing all the work that she does. So thank you so much for that. Thank you, Tare, for joining us tonight. Thank you, Kira, for joining us tonight. Also, Nicole, thank you so very much. So tune in with us tomorrow. We'll have our regular Simply Shaman. That'll be at 7 o'clock. And we're still working on the who, what, when, where, how, and why of ascension and shamanism. So that'll be tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. So thank you for helping today. Please join our channel. If you haven't already, please like this video and also tell your friends that can watch this on replay. Any lasting things you want to leave them with?
Simply enjoy this year. Have a great time, and I will be seeing you again. As Dale said, we're good friends, so we'll be here. We'll be at his residence. So as you guys have the opportunity, feel free to reach out here, or as Dale said, our Facebook. It's Sandy Mike, that's my wife. And if she gets it, she will get back to me, and I will get back to you. We'll go from there.
That's great. All right, so we're going to end with a POW. Okay, remember, PAU, POW means it's finished. On 3, ready? 1, 2, 3. POW. Good. All right, and a big aloha to everyone. Thank you so very much. Aloha.